The Sandman came out to Netflix yesterday. It's a TV show that a lot of people have been looking forward to, including myself. I reacted to a whole bunch of trailers. And in those trailer reactions, I got a lot of comments from people who are fans of the Sandman graphic novel by Neil Gaiman, and they seem to be giving their seal, their stamp of approval on the trailers. They think it looks like it's going to be a really good adaptation. So that just made me even more hyped. And I finally watched it, and before I get into it, I said this in my last video, which by the way, I already did a first impressions and a reaction to the first episode, and now this is my season review. So I may repeat some points, but I still think it's worth it to go back and watch that video first and come back and watch this one. But this video is from the point of view of someone who does not know the source material. I've never read the Sandman comic books. I have no expectations of what the adaptation should be. I have nothing to compare it to. I am watching this TV series and basing it and judging it solely on what it is. And also, before I get into it, I've watched 4 episodes up until this point. The first 4 episodes. So this is going to be part 1 of a series of videos. I think it's either going to be 2 or 3 videos long, but this is my season review just based on the first 4 episodes, because that's how I like to watch binging shows. Like, I really like the cable structure, watching 1 episode a week, but I also obviously, like the rest of the world, love binging and streaming shows, but I don't like consuming everything too fast. I don't like having everything be one full thought. I like letting things linger. I like letting things settle and then wonder and question. It just builds more excitement and makes me live in the universe a bit longer. So that's what I'm doing. I'm watching 4 episodes, then I'm going to watch the next 4, and then the last 2 probably. And anyway, I am absolutely surprised by how much I am enjoying the show. I thought that it looked really good based on the trailers. If you go back and watch my trailer reactions, you'll know that. But I also had hesitations, and I had some red flags that maybe weren't justified, but I do think some of them did turn out to be true, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But overall, I am liking the show a lot. I'm liking the world, this fantasy world that they're building that's based in our real world, but also these different realms. It's just so cool. Every new character that's introduced to me is very interesting, very mysterious. It makes me want to know more. Like Joanna Constantine, for example. I didn't love the episode she was in, but her as a character has so much potential. And then obviously seeing Gwendolyn Christie, Brienne of Tarth herself, appear as Lucifer in episode 4. I absolutely loved it, and it was a casting choice that caught me by surprise when I read the casting or heard about it somewhere, but it absolutely works. And that episode in Hell is probably my favorite episode up until this point. I'm just really liking the characters, but what really has me invested, and it's weird because I said the same thing about the Resident Evil TV show, is the plot. Me, as a consumer of fiction, whether it's a TV show, a movie, a novel, a graphic novel series, a video game, maybe not video games, but my main thing that I cling to, the main thing that gets me through narratives is character. The Resident Evil TV show was more about plot for me, and this one also, which again, I love plots, don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't give a fuck about plots. It's just that it's never the main reason I keep watching something. And for Sandman it is, and that's a positive and a negative. The world that they're building is so interesting, like I said. Like, I like seeing Morpheus's realm. I like seeing Hell. I like seeing Earth and how the magic from these realms and these characters go into Earth. Like seeing Joanna Constantine battle demons, seeing Morpheus go to Hell, then to Earth, and like, again, everything, what's going on with John as a character is really interesting too. Lupin himself from Harry Potter, I really like what's going on with his character. But the biggest flaw I have for these first 4 episodes, and it may not be a flaw overall when I finish the show, so just keep that in mind. I'm not saying this is a detriment to the TV show. I'm not even saying it is a flaw. It's just something that I hope is fixed when the season continues and when the series continues. But I'm not that invested in any character, despite how much potential I feel like they all have. Like Morpheus. Morpheus is my favorite character so far, obviously. I think the actor is giving an incredible performance. Every line of dialogue he gives, every facial expression, I really, really, really like. I just wish there was more of him as a character to hook me in, to like him as a person or as a being or whatever the fuck he is. I would like to feel more of his dynamic with the people of Earth and like his power over them and how he feels betrayed or dislikes them because of what Tywin Lannister's character did. I'm drawing a blank on his name now. Roderick Burgess. But like, Morpheus is the creator of dreams and nightmares. He can give people, in my mind, again, I don't know the source material, but I feel like he has the power to motivate people or torment bad people. And then him getting imprisoned for over a century by a person, by a human, a mortal of Earth, makes him, question his authority and what he wants to do with it, and if he even gives a shit about the people that he's essentially ruling over. And they touch on it briefly, like the episode with Joanna Constantine and her ex, and how Morpheus, puts her at peace and that sort of thing, and sort of Lucifer's character hints on it a little bit, how she expected more, he got trapped by mortals, blah blah blah. I just really wish that was driven home a bit more. It's such an interesting theme and a dynamic for this character, and I just want more of it. I just want to feel more of Morpheus's emotions, more of his thought process, and that could happen. I hope it does happen. It just, I don't feel a lot of it in the first 4 episodes, but again, first 4 episodes, or maybe the first full whole season, could just be setting the stage, setting the world, but still I want those character moments more than I've been getting them. But with that being said, I still like him enough to keep me going. Like I said, I'm absolutely interested in Sandman as a character, the potential that he has. And it's just so interesting because he seems on the weaker end of magic users and special beings in this universe, obviously, because he's been imprisoned for a century and he has no tools, but I'm just so curious to see him unleash that power eventually, what his realm is truly supposed to look like when it's flourishing, when it's thriving, and like how he can deal with people like Corinthian, the escaped nightmare. I'm really, really interested in that. And shout out to Corinthian. We don't see him much in episodes 3 and 4, but he's very big in the first couple episodes. Played by drawing a blank on the actor's name, but Narcos. He's also the villain in Logan. I like that dude a lot. 2018 Predator as well. Another slight nitpick, little slight thing, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I love the world. The visual effects look amazing. This universe just consumes me. I want to learn more about it. But at the same time, the world oftentimes feels a bit sterile. It doesn't feel real all the time. It just kind of feels like characters standing in front of green screens, which I know that's very popular in the MCU and big budget TV shows, which I love. I just feel like this show isn't doing that good of a job of making it still feel real despite all the after effects. And again, I said this in my last video, but I'm going to say it again, sort of the pacing and the transitions and the constant narration of Morpheus, which I like, just gives me the vibe of a trailer. Like I said, sometimes the way the editing is, and again, just some things about it, the way the camera moves mixed with the narration, it oftentimes feels like I'm watching a 40-minute long trailer, and I don't necessarily like that. I'd like to just feel like I'm in the world more as opposed to watching a spectacle. Anyway, that's my quick thoughts on the first 4 episodes of The Sandman. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Just please don't spoil anything that I haven't seen yet, and consider subscribing. I know TV show discussions, trailer reactions, movie discussions, that sort of thing, and of course, I'm going to be uploading a couple more videos discussing the rest of Sandman. So again, if you liked this video, consider subscribing.